Hey guys, today we're going to talk about 6 massive things that create massive results. Today I want to talk about 6 best practices, or I even like to call them rules, that many of the agents I work with focus on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to have massive results. So let's just dive right in. Number 1. They always have their numbers accessible by phone. You know the old saying, you can't manage what you don't measure? I'm a massive fan of leveraging technology so you can get the answers you want. Have you ever stood in front of a coach, a mentor, a team leader, a broker, and someone asked you that simple question of, how you doing this year? And if you have to answer that question of, well, I'm doing pretty good. I think that's probably something you should challenge yourself and think about. What is pretty good? How do you know what pretty good looks like? When will you know that you've reached pretty good? What if you had your numbers on your phone? You knew exactly how many appointments you've been on this year. You knew exactly how much money you spent on your business. You knew exactly how many closings you've had. Here's the big one that most agents don't know. How many dollars have you made this year? How many dollars do you have in the pipeline? So think about, how do you do that? Now you may ask, what do you mean put it on my phone? Like in a text message, in the notes? You could talk about getting systematic. There's things like Google Drive, Google Sheets. I'm a big fan. Here's one to write down. There's an app out there called Tally. It's a really awesome app, and all you have to do is you plug in, you title each row, and it has a plus sign on one side and a minus sign on the other. Every time you accomplish something for the day, boop, I made a phone call. Boop, I made an appointment. And it's that easy. So think about, how are you measuring your day-to-day activities? Number two, reoccurring time invested into working on your business versus in your business. Some of the most successful people I know are really awesome rock stars, really awesome salespeople, but they work themselves to death. They get caught in the rat race, in the wheel. We all know what that looks like. And it's because you never slow down just for a second to work on your business. So when I say working on your business, are you thinking about just once a week, you take maybe 2 or 3 hours? I recommend early in the morning. Some people might even do it on a Saturday or a Sunday. But are you working once a week on your business to change the future? Start thinking, how do I scale my business? In a sense of, what I do right now, how is it going to affect next year and the year after and the year after? Versus working in your business, I got to call this guy, I got to write this offer, all those things. Just understand the difference, and are you devoting the time to both? So number 2, working on your business. Number three, I like this one because I like to be a little techie, and you can be too. And what it is all of my best clients that I work with, coaching clients, agents that work with me, they all have an automated form of prospecting. Now, when you think automated form of prospecting, most of the agents out there have a lot of people they know, a ton of people they know. And the first step is, are you putting it in a CRM, some form of keeping up with those names and phone numbers? But then can you take it a step farther, even on the simplest pieces where it's just, hey, every time a new listing comes on the market that fits your potential buyer, do you have an automated form of prospecting to send them that email to let them know that, hey, I'm thinking of you, I have a property, it fits what you're looking for, give me a call. Now that's super simple, right? We could go super extreme, and we could talk about dropping voicemails on a lot of people. We could talk about automated text messages, BombBomb video. There's a lot of things out there that I think you should research and look into. How do I create automated forms of prospecting? But to give you an example on the probably the more difficult side of things, I don't even say difficult, it's just techie, seems a little difficult in the beginning. We did this with one of our agents, I want to say about a year ago, where what we ended up doing was we decided to drop 50 text messages through a system called Agent Legend that you may or may not know about. And through Agent Legend, and we dropped 50 text messages on one of our agent's past clients that is one of those people, they're super busy, they're always trying to keep up with the next deal, trying to serve all their clients really well, but they forget to take care of the people sometimes that have already loved on them years ago. So in an effort to try to get our agent to step up to the plate, or not even step up to the plate, but make time by using automation to touch all of their past clients, we just shot a text message to 50 of his past clients, all automated, used his phone number and all through the computer, and it just said, hey, it's been a while, how you been? And the massive mistake that we made is we did it all at the exact same time on a Friday evening when he was in a listing appointment. He comes out of a listing appointment, he's like, oh my God, I can't believe what just happened. All these people text me. What on earth have you guys been doing? Come to find out, I think he set like 3 listing appointments and picked up 2 buyers out of it, all just for reaching out to 50 of his past clients. Imagine if 40 of your past clients just sent you a text and wanted to have a conversation. So number 3, automated form of prospecting. It will help give you scalable growth, have massive exponential growth in your business. Number 4, this one is a hot topic for me. And what that is to have a living script list. And I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, just yesterday, and he's in a totally different industry and he's starting up his own business right now. It's really exciting, a lot going on. And I challenged him to think about when you talk to customers on the phone, or when your employees talk to customers on the phone, what are they saying? Because what you say matters, we all know that, but how you say it, and is it consistent, and is it studied, and is it practiced, and what you say matters. Now, I like to call it a living script list because it should be on a living, breathing document that can be edited at any time because things change. So think about the scripts that you use. And when I say a script, some of you may say, no, scripts aren't for me. What I mean is, do you know what you need to say? Is it memorized by heart? And can you sing it like a song? And can you reproduce that every single time over and over and over again? And it becomes muscle memory, and you almost find yourself thinking about the next thing while your body is automatically talking the way it needs to. It's pretty wild. So if you practice and practice and practice, you'll be amazed what you'll find out and what you can do. One more piece to that is if you share that with someone else in the industry or even outside of the industry and you practice, let them try to, put their finger in a hole and try to like mess something up. How can they stump you? How do we overcome all the objections that come along with role playing and working on scripts and negotiating? So think about that living script list. That's number 4. Best guys have the living script list. So number 5, this one's fun. All of our best agents that we work with know that life gets better when you delegate. Life gets better when you delegate. It's that simple. So I'm not talking to the team. I'm not talking to the solo agent. I'm not talking to the admin in the office. I'm not talking solely to any of you. I'm talking to all of you. Don't think because you're one person you can't delegate. There's so many ways out there to delegate things. Probably the best question to ask yourself is, one of the new teams that just joined our brokerage, I was talking to them about, what are you worth per hour? Have you ever sat down as a real estate agent and thought, what are you worth per hour? Or an entrepreneur, or whatever field of line that you're in, work that you're in, like, what are you worth per hour? Are you $50 an hour? Are you $100 an hour? Are you $1,000 an hour? When you really sit down and you think about that, the next question you have to ask yourself is, every single day, are you enjoying time with your family and your loved ones? Or are you focused on income producing activities? Or most commonly, do you find yourself in that space where you're doing that, $5 an hour work, $10 an hour work, $12 an hour work that maybe you shouldn't be doing? How can you delegate those things? I personally have an assistant. My assistant is not here. It's all virtual. And I'm able to leverage someone else who can do things for me, even if it's as simple as, hey, I need you to get me a train ticket tomorrow at this time, and I'm going to be here and I need to get here. I don't have to think about it. It just happens. So what ways can you delegate in your life? And I'll take it a step further. Do you cut your own grass? Do you do your own laundry? Do you clean your own house? Think about those things. That's not something that may be that enjoyable to you. And should you be delegating those times so you can, again, spend time with your loved ones or focus on that income producing activity? So that's number 5. I got one more for you. Number 6. Now, this one I think can be a little dangerous, so I want you to focus on I want you to really think about this one. I want you to join a mastermind group. And what a mastermind group is, it's a group of people that have similar interests, have similar goals, and can help each other get to the next level. Now, the reason I say that this is dangerous is because Usually you ought to go on a date before you get married, right? And I don't want you to think about like, hey, this person's in a mastermind group, I want to join their group. Once you find yourself in that group, sometimes it's kind of awkward to get yourself out of it. So make sure that you figure out, hey, can I join in your group and give a little and see how people react and see if there's anything that we have in common? And the great thing about mastermind groups is it's great for all different levels of your business, wherever you're at. So let's say you're a brand new agent and you're like, maybe I'm not ready for a mastermind group because I just need to learn everything that I need to learn. Then I think you need to be focused in a group that focuses on role playing, scripts, presentations. How do you get from A to Z, negotiating, that sort of thing? Maybe that's how those calls go. But let's say that you feel like you've mastered that art of scripts and role playing, and now you're trying to figure out, where should I spend my money? We talked about delegating. How are you delegating? Who are you delegating to? All of those types of things, I think, it'll allow you to have exponential growth if you do it amongst people that don't have a set of plans for you. It's great if they can even be out of town. If you are part of a company that has agents in other parts of the country, maybe you should reach out to those people and say, hey, we have similar businesses. Why don't we talk once a week? And the last tip I'll give on that is if you go to a mastermind group and you walk in and you say, here's all my problems, blah, and you just throw everything on them, guess what? They're not going to be excited to have you in the group. What you need to do is you need to come to the table and give. What do I have to give? What do I have to offer? What went well for me this week? What am I looking forward to do that I think is going to be a winner? And can anybody help me think about if there's anything different, or could anybody possibly use this for themselves? Once everybody goes around the table and gives and gives and gives, we start to learn that it's the problems that we have every single day really aren't that big of a deal. And maybe we should be focusing on the growth side of things. So I hope these 6 things are great for you. I'm going to run through them one more time. Make sure you've got your numbers by phone. That's number 1. Always accessible by phone. Number 2, always have time to work on your business, not in your business. Number 3, have that automated form of prospecting. Number 4, make sure you got that living script list, living because it can change. Number 5, we all know it's better when you delegate. And number 6, figure out who that mastermind group is that's going to help you get to the next level. I'm so glad that you guys were here today, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure you check us out because we'll be having more of these coming soon. Thanks, guys.